Know Thy Enemy.
It is time for our Know Thy Enemy segment here on the main event. This is the main stage. All right, so we got Guy and CJ from the CNG Podcast, Chicago Bears super fans. We'd like to thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. We're going to talk about this matchup next Sunday with the Bears against the Lions. How you doing, Guy? Merry Christmas. Welcome back to the program, Guy. It's so great to have you. What are you seeing? What are you seeing? Give us your thoughts on this game coming up between the Bears and the Lions.
Well, we should go out there and try to beat you guys. If everything is locked up for the Bears as far as that second overall pick, and we get you guys outside of the playoffs, you guys don't get in, and we can beat y'all. That's a win in my book. We keep our pick. We keep y'all out of the playoffs because y'all got smoked this weekend too against Carolina. So let's not forget about that. So if we can have a good division rivalry game, and we can beat you guys to keep you out the playoffs, man, that's a successful year.
And that in itself should be enough motivation for the Bears to come in and play hard and make it a game.
Yeah, but say they do come in and win, that number 2 spot is not locked in.
The Bears do win.
Yeah, we got 3 wins. There's a couple teams with 4 wins. So if you win, you're just hurting yourself for that draft capital. When we don't have really anything to play for this year except for the future.
Ooh, that kind of changes things a bit, doesn't it? I mean, the Bears might be better off losing this game. What do you think of that, Guy?
I mean, yeah, of course. You know, I was saying hypothetically speaking, if we can lock it up, or whoever gets the 5th win, the Texans or whoever, if we could have locked it up this weekend, for sure, I would have said let's beat the Lions. But going forward, the Bears have $100 million in cap space, at the least the number 3 overall pick. Justin Fields is looking like the franchise quarterback we've been looking for 102 years. So, you know, it's all up for Chicago right now. There's really nothing for us to really be, focusing on Bud going into next year in free agency.
Is the fan base in Chicago? They're that excited for this Justin Fields guy, right? I mean, they don't see a problem with him running all that much and putting himself out there and potentially being a corpse.
What do they know about having a quarterback, man? What do they know? What do we know about having an elite quarterback as a Bears fan? What do we know?
Yeah. You don't.
If you really don't know football, they don't really know what Justin Fields really is. You're saying he can't throw, he's inconsistent, everything of that nature. But this fan base doesn't really know what they have in Justin Fields. Because I see a lot of other, Bears groups and pages. They're just like, he's not the one. All he do is run. It's like everybody's going off a narrative that he's a running back, and he's not.
There are Bears fans bagging on the quarterback, just like there are Lions fans bagging on our quarterback.
Yeah, hey, what's up, Guy? Thank you for coming on the show on short notice, man. Merry Christmas, man. I hope you had a great Christmas. So I guess my question would be is, what are your thoughts on this overall draft class? I'm going to be real with you. I'm in a lot of these social media things, and how we met. I give Bears a lot of crap for their draft. I actually like the draft you guys just recently had. I think Ryan Poles did the best he could with in a very limited, small scope situation, and he brought some players in. What are your thoughts on this draft class as compared to your previous Ryan GM and some past Bears drafts?
And this Bears draft has been, it's been more hits than misses, man. Braxton Jones, the left tackle, he's like the top graded rookie in his draft class as a tackle. Jack Sanborn, undrafted. Guy's looking like he's going to be our starter in the linebacker position. You got Jaquan Brisker out here looking like an all-pro and the defensive rookie of the year. Nice. You got Kyle Gordon, the other cornerback, coming along nicely. 3 interceptions in 3 straight games. You know what I mean? Then you got, like I say, you just got guys everywhere. You got Jenkins, we didn't draft him. He didn't draft him, but the draft class is looking good for him. You can't even complain. Davis Jones, the guy that's the supposed to be the kick returner, he's not doing too well, but he's like he's trying to bring it around, man. So Ryan Poles did exactly what he could with the draft picks that we had at his disposal, man. Nobody's saying Jack Sanborn. Nobody saw this. If anybody been watching the Bears and watching Jack Sanborn, it's nobody saw that coming, man. What a gem.
I think it's interesting that I asked Mike the Bear fan what the draft needs were for the Bears, and he did not mention wide receiver. What do you think that the major draft needs are for this team going into the draft?
Defense, man. It's going to have to be either, the Bears are in the position where they could get a generational talent at the 3 technique tackle or the linebacker in Will Anderson Jr. Yeah. So I'm going defense first, man. We got to get to the quarterback. We couldn't get to the quarterback this year, and we've seen that, and Mike knows that. So I want a 3 technique guy to stop that run, but if we can get Will Anderson at number 2 to stop, get us a pass rush to be the engine for that defense, man, we got to go deep. We got to go Will Anderson, man. And I want Jalen Carter bad, but we can't get to the quarterback.
This Bears defense, this Bears roster is pretty depleted. I mean, some of those highlight names that you mentioned right there in that take are great, but I mean, you could easily go offensive line on this team, right? I mean, you could say that's the biggest need on this team is offensive line. They can't protect Justin Fields, let alone, let's forget about getting to the quarterback. They can't even keep their quarterback in the pocket. So wide receiver, offensive line, defensive line, help all over the defense. I think I like Mike's, and because of that, I think I like Mike's take of trading back because you need so many other pieces. What do you think about that, guy?
That's true, but it just depends on what's out there and what we can get. We're sitting at the top of the draft board. We should be able to do what we want. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm at a point to whatever works. Just as a fan, because we all want Justin Fields protected. But it just depends on what we can get, and I'm with it. It doesn't matter if we draft him back or we got 2 for 1 or 4 pick and it's 15 pick. I don't care. As long as we get everything that we need to plug these holes on this team, man, because Justin is going to get killed out there. He already said he's not trying to run like this next year. Somebody asked him, you plan on rushing like this every year? He said, no, sir. So he's putting the organization on notice already. Like, look, I'm not trying to run like this, man. I'm not trying to run like this.
Guy, I want to ask you, are the Chicago Bears in a rebuild? Okay.
Absolutely, we're in a rebuild.
He's 2 for 2.
That's 2 Bear fans out of 30 million that have said they're in a rebuild. I appreciate that, Guy. Thank you. Now, what year of the rebuild are they in?
The first year.
This year 1?
This is the first.
This year 1?
Yes.
We're going to go 1 to 3. We're going to skip 2.
You got your quarterback 2 years ago now, right? I mean, he's not a rookie this year. He was a rookie last year.
Well,
so wouldn't last year be year 1 of the rebuild?
No, it depends on. To me personally, it's the organization that got hired. This is their first time at bat. So this is Justin's first. This is their rebuild. Justin might not be a rookie, but this is their rebuild.
So your new general manager, this is year 1 for him.
Absolutely.
Well, I think it's fair to say it could be year 2 of the rebuild, and a new GM was part of that rebuild process, right? I think that's definitely valid. So whether it's year 1 or year 2, the Lions are 100% in year 2 of a rebuild. So I want to ask you, Guy, who's further ahead in their rebuild? Because Chicago has their quarterback, or because the Lions have done that draft all defense thing you're talking about? Excuse me, who's further ahead in the rebuild?
I have to go with you guys, man, for sure. That's because, as much as potential we see from Justin as a quarterback, Goff is, at this point, is a little bit better than him. He has more experience. He's played in big enough games. He's been around 6-7 years. So as far as you guys right now, you guys had the edge as far as the rebuild totally. You guys were 7-8, and I picked you guys to win against Carolina, but y'all jagged off and I didn't get that win in my pick'em sheet. But that being said, that being said, you guys got it, man. You got good golf. I didn't see him playing as well, man. I can't even. He's really been solid most of this year. You guys' defense was slow coming along, but as far as you guys having that quarterback, Golf kind of scares me a little bit. He can play a little bit.
That's fair because Justin Fields scares me a lot.
Yeah, me too.
He scares.
The Lions has got the edge right now, but let's have this conversation after the draft because, like I said, if the Bears go out and try to get a big receiver, free agency, you're not going to get it. You're going to have to go trade something. There's not really anything that big in my eye out there in free agency, but draft, if you don't get one of those good defensive players, if you get a good offensive lineman in the offseason too, that's what you got to get is offensive linemen and defensive linemen because our defense has been ferocious.
Are you? Let me put it to you like this. I've heard it a few times. Are you guys willing to trade draft capital to get that number one wide receiver? I do hear Mike saying DeAndre Hopkins. The Cardinals, as we all know here, are in a very precarious state. It's looking like the Kyler Murray re-signing. Ooh-wee. I don't know where to start with that. We're division rivals. It's easy to beat up on the Bears, but look, as a Lions fan, we've been exactly where you guys are at. But I think you guys are in a great situation next year with all that cap space. I think if you guys go out there and nab a veteran offensive lineman or two, address your defense, you guys could be in this a lot quicker than us.
The Bears, we've never had, as a fan my whole life, I've never seen us have this much going on. You have the quarterback. You have the running back. You have 2 running backs. You have the tight end. You have a Mooney, and cap space and draft picks. Never seen it. We might have saw it with Cutler, Bennett, Forte, Jefferson. Yeah. But they didn't do nothing with it. But this is probably since that time frame that I saw offense, and I'm like, this is scary.
As you say in the draft, I personally would rather see them lose out than win out, because if we win out, we could skip 4 positions, 3. The Broncos.
Good point.
I agree.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much, guys, for coming on the show. We're going to move into our last segment now, and I think it is actually probably an internet first. We've had 2 Chicago Bear fans on the same panel, and not once has 1985 been mentioned. So kudos to you guys for keeping yourself in the present and the future. I really appreciate that. It's time now for our last segment. This is the outro of our song. It's a segment we like to call Predictions. And we're going to get some predictions from these Bears fans on this upcoming Lions game Sunday at Ford Field, where the Detroit Lions are a 5-point favorite against the Chicago Bears. I'm going to start with you, Mike, the Bear fan. Detroit -5 at home. Who you got? Give me a score. You got to play the points.
Like I said before, I think we're going to lose out. I think we're going to play pretty decently, but I don't think we have enough tools to win at this time. I believe the Lions will win. I believe we will cover the spread. I think it'll be 21-17.
I like it.
Nice.
I like it. He likes the Bears to cover the spread. It's a divisional game. They're always close. I think 5 might be too many in this game, especially if the Lions aren't able to shake off that performance they had in Carolina. Guy, time for you. Give me a winner and a score in this game.
Well, I'm going to my Bears fan, my brother over there, man. And I know Mike from working with him on our own podcast, CNG. So what's up, Mike? But I'm going my brother over there, man. I'm going Detroit, man. We're going to cover the spread, like he said, and I'm going to go 28-20. Lions win. Bears
Lions win 28-20, then the Lions cover the spread.
Right.
Okay. All right. All right, guys. I appreciate your honesty. We usually kick everyone off so you don't have to hear us be homers, but I'm going to let you guys stay on today since you guys both picked the Lions to win. Greg Rice, it's a topsy-turvy world. It's weird, upside-down Freaky Friday on a Monday night main stage. I want you to give me your winner and a score at Greg Rice 20.
If the Lions give double the effort that they gave against the Panthers, we will lose this game. Absolutely what we saw against the Panthers, that's how bad and atrocious that play was. I will say this, I expect this Lions team to be absolutely motivated. We need a statement win versus the Bears to build up our confidence. I don't think a close game win gives us much hope going into Lambeau the following week. Hope to God we're not overlooking the Bears like we obviously did the Panthers. I'll take the Lions 30-21 in this game.
Greg Rice, 30-21. He says the Lions covered by 11. Now that seems a little bit more like it. They put up 31 against the Bears last time on the road. I certainly think they can put up 30 at home. I like that call out, 30-21. Russell Wayne, the Jared Goff fan club president.
In this game, I think that I have respect for the Chicago Bears. I love the idea that you guys have a Madden pool when it comes with your off season. Because every time I always start franchise mode, getting rid of all the old guys and then getting a draft set up, and I really appreciate that. But we did get our asses kicked by Carolina on Saturday, and it was demoralizing. And I think Dan Campbell's going to challenge the offensive line to play extra physical in this division game at home. Justin Fields is a weapon. So I do think they're going to score some points on our defense. So I'm going to pick the Lions to win 31-21.
I thought you said we were going to hear some Homer answers.
Definitely some Homer answers.
Oh, that's legit. That's legit. I mean, that's only 9. Let's save the best for last.
But I'm going to get my prediction in real quick. I think the Lions are going to crush them. I'm going to say it's going to be 28-0. Lions win this game at home. They're going to blank Justin Fields. The defense got embarrassed, just like the Carolina Panthers defense got embarrassed 2 weeks before, and they came out and showed everybody what's what. I think the Lions do the same thing this week against the Chicago Bears. Hey, guys, Bears fans, thanks so much for being on. You guys were great in Week 10. You're great again here in Week 16. We appreciate you so much. Much respect to you and your fans and your franchise. Thanks for coming on and representing your team well. We're going to reach back out to you. Don't forget about the Main Event 365 extravaganza we're going to be running on draft day in April. The NFL 2023 draft is on April 24th. This year, and the main event will be leading up. We'll have special guests when the Bears are on the clock. We're going to have Mike the Bear fan and Guy right here in the same panel talking about what they're going to pick. We're going to look back at this day and remember what you guys said they should have drafted and see if the Bears listen to you and get some more in-depth analysis at that time. So thanks again, guys, for coming on. For everybody who put their comments in on the open mic night, we really appreciate you. Big Dan Davis says 28-24 Lions. One Facebook user says offense and defense are showing up pissed off and highly motivated. Lions 33, Bears 21. I love that take as well. So for all of the people on our panel, at Greg Wright 20 on the West Coast, our illustrious producer, Mr. Russ Wayne, Guy Skywalker from the CNG Podcast. Where can people listen to the podcast, Guy, before we go?
Yes, to the podcast on our Facebook page, the CNG Podcast, along with my partner, CJ Scott. YouTube, CNG Podcast. Twitter, CNG Podcast. And we're also on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. If anybody's interested in just listening, we are also on an audio stream as well.
Awesome. CNG Podcast. Be sure to check them out. Chicago Bears content. All right. Russell Wayne, Greg Rice, Mike the Bear fan, and Guy, CNG Podcast. I'm Main Event Mike. God bless each and every one of you. Peace out.